Problem number 2, we've got a cell phone plan, and again we're coming up with a piecewise function, so I want to let x be, I want to define my variables here, so we're going to let x be what? So we've got how much you pay depends on how many texts that you send. So we're going to let x equal the number of texts, and we know that y then will be equal to the amount of money that you pay, so cost or monthly fee. So y then is equal to, let's build a piecewise function, it's $75 a month up to 500 text messages. So it's $75 either way. If you don't send any text messages, it's going to cost you $75, and so that's going to be what your cost will be up through, if the number of texts that you send is up through 500. And so after 500, we have to figure out how much you're going to be paying. So what the current strategy that I keep going back to is, I know how much that looks like. I know that $75 looks just like that up to 500 texts. And so if it's going to cost me $75 regardless of how many texts that I send up through 500, then the graph that shows how much I'm paying would be a constant up through 500. And so a constant function looks like that. If I send 0 text, I'm still paying $75. After that point, at the 500 text mark, I start paying per text. I'm paying 10 cents per text. And so my suggestion is to go ahead and see, well, how much would it cost you to send 501 texts? Like, how much would you have to pay if you sent 501? Well, if it costs 10 cents per text after that, then basically, if you send 501 texts, then you're going to be paying $75.10 for that month. And so the coordinates of this point here, and we keep going like that, but the rate of change here, the rate at which you're going to be increasing the amount of money you pay, is 10 cents per text. So the slope of this line here is 0.10, that's 0.10, or for 10 cents. But then let's go ahead and put the coordinates here. So we have 500, 75 are the coordinates of that point right there, and then the coordinates of this point right here are 501, $75.10, 75.1. So again, if you wanted to use the coordinates to come up with the slope, you would find the difference in the y coordinates over the difference in the x coordinates, and you still get 0.10. But what we want to find, really you're interested in, is what's the actual equation for this piece? The equation for this piece would be y minus y1, and we'll use the 75 for the y1, equals the slope, 0.1, times x minus x1, and x1 is 500. So if we multiply through, I should say, the 0.1 times the x, 0.1x, and then minus, what's 0.1 times 500? Well, 0.1 is 1/10. 1/10 of 500 is 50. And so if we add 75 to both sides, we get y equals 0.1x, and then 75 minus 50, or negative 50 plus 75, is plus 25. So there we have it. We have our equation for the second piece, and all we have to do is drop that right into here, 0.1x plus 25, and I urge you to make sure that when you plug in 501 into this equation here, in fact, let's go ahead and do that. If you plug in 501, you get 0.1 times 501, and then plus 25, we should get what we said was it was going to cost us to send 501 texts. That's $75.10. So we hit enter and we get 75.1, which is $75.10. So we want to always check to make sure we got the right second part of the equation there, second part of the piecewise function, I should say. And then the question is, how much would it cost if you sent 750 text messages? Well, since 750 is greater than 500, you would replace x with 750 in your second piece of your piecewise function, and you would get 0.1 times 750, which is 75, plus 25, well, it'd be 100. So it's going to be 100. Okay, so you would pay, therefore, you would pay $100 if you sent 750 text messages.